if you were to say the core teaching, who is the enemy? Who did you see them sell hate to the most? Who were you supposed to hate and love, the most?
Okay. So you love whoever Khamenei loves and you hate whoever Khamenei hates. It's as simple as that. If that is fixed love, changes, doesn't matter. Point is, you need to be loving who the state loves.
So who did Khamenei hate?
Of course America, of course Israel, of course the UK, of course the West in general. I mean, who
is at the top? Who is at the top of the hate for Khamenei?
America.
Number one.
Number one, the great Satan.
Ahead of Israel.
Of course.
Okay. So the Mark Bar America, that was a regular thing.
That happens every single day. You see it once a week after the Friday sermons, but it happens every single day in every single mosque that is operated by the regime. Dead to America. And I'll tell you this. I saw you ask me a question when you played my warning in 2009 after the attack in Australia. Do you remember what that question was?
Today?
No. When I thanked you for playing my clip from 2019.
What was the question?
The question was, if you're criticizing these guys, then why are you still Muslim? Do you remember that question?
Of course, yes.
You said, well, one could ask him why he's still a Muslim. And I really think we cannot not answer that question. It's very important. Because it ties into the tens of millions of Iranians who don't say death to America, who don't attend these mosques, who don't attend these rallies. What you're seeing is a few million, fine, 20 million, 30 million. How many millions love Khamenei? 30? Fine, no problem. I'll be generous in my numbers here. But at least half the population is either not practicing or they hate him. Why is that the case? Why are they still Muslim?
Not enough though.
Yeah, but why are they still Muslim?
I don't know if they're Muslim. Let me give you an idea. I think you said something very powerful today. You said, so to an average Christian, they think every Muslim's read the Quran cover to cover. Okay? So think about it. To the average Christian, what do they think? Oh, you're a Muslim? You've read the Quran, you've studied the Quran, you know everything in the Quran. And you said what? You said, you think Ilhan Omar knows what's in the Quran? She's a ChatGPT Quran person, right? Is who she is. Okay. So what do you call those? I think there's a big percentage of Muslims that are Muslim because it's who their father was. It's who their mother was. It's traditionally Muslim. It's not Muslim because they studied all the religions and they chose Muslim. It's because they're traditionally there. Now, for you, third generation, you listen, that's a tradition. I had a guy here who was the fourth generation of Teamster Union, from the union that Jimmy Hoffa came from. But he's a fourth generation. Guess what his son is probably going to do? Union. Why? That tradition. However, you're talking different Muslims, what about these guys and what about those guys and what about these guys and what about these guys? They all follow the same book. So if you're seeing what's going on, if it's 100 million around the world that are extremists, and the middle ones that are good, they're just living their lives, I don't know if they're practicing. I don't know if I would say 50%. I don't know if I would even say 70% of Muslims practice their religion. I would say they're just kind of living their lives. And they're not the fanatical. That's not who I'm worried about. That's not who the Westerns or the conservative or certain ideologies worried about. It's the 100 million that fully are the extremists that see the West as the enemy.
Agreed. More than 100 million. More. But there is a... Could we go on Google and just Google for me, in the shade of the Quran. There we go. Now, that is the Quran of the extremists. This is my Quran. This is mine. That is their Quran.
What's the difference, though?
Exactly. Is a highly influential commentary of Quran. By who? By Sayyid Qutb, one of the founders of the Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood have their own Quran, Patrick. They don't follow this Quran. And the reason I didn't bring it with me is because it is 30 volumes.
Is that English?
That is English.
May I?
You will. Definitely. Of course. Here. It's English. I bought it in English so you can touch the text because only Muslims can touch the Arabic text. So I have to clarify this because there are Muslim viewers who will think that Tawhidi gave Patrick a Arabic Quran. So it's in English.
Continue, I'm listening.
Okay. This here is the first time in history that a Quran is interpreted by a man who says, I will interpret it based on my own views, based on my own understanding. Because how does Quranic interpretation happen? I need you with me.
Tell me, how does it happen?
It happens when the verses are measured against other verses or against other teachings of the Prophet,
Okay.
or through scholarly consensus, or either through qiyas, which is analogy, or through rational approaches. When it comes to the Quran of the Muslim Brotherhood, it is the first time in history that a guy says, I will interpret it the way I want it interpreted. And I do not care what the Quran says in other places, and I do not care what it says, what the Prophet says. This is not unacceptable. That is the Quran of the Muslim Brotherhood.
Okay.
Ask me your question.
No, but to me, it's kind of like saying, Joseph Smith came out and he came out with the Book of Moroni. And he said Jesus, after he died, he resurrected and went to Vermont and he found 6 tablets. And that's how the Mormonism and the Latter-day Saints started. And they went from Vermont to, I'm going to miss some of this stuff, from Vermont to Chicago. Everywhere they went, they get kicked out. And his father had some issues. And eventually they end up in, I think he gets killed in one of these places. And then they end up in Utah, and that's where they build their thing. So they have the Bible and they have the Book of Moroni, right? The Book of Mormon. Translation is translation, okay? But if you go to the OG of Prophet Muhammad, let's go to that. To you, who was Prophet Muhammad? Forget the translation. The face of Muslim is Prophet Muhammad. Is that fair?
The face of Islam.
Face of Islam is Prophet Muhammad.
Correct.
Who is Prophet Muhammad to you? You seem like a very reasonable guy.
Correct.
Who is he to you?
The messenger of God.
He's the messenger of God.
Correct.
Okay.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.